I'm also a dad. I'm like a new dad. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Not everybody? Okay, cool. No, she's 13. I just decided to be part of her life. Kidding. She's 3 months old, and I love her so much. It's very hard. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I was kind of like, I got this, and it's ruined my life. It's so hard. It's so hard that I'm like now kind of impressed. Like it's given me a lot of respect for teen moms. Like specifically the cast of MTV's Teen Moms. Like I used to be like, look at these little rednecks. And now I'm like, Brittany passed senior math, cheerleaded, and raised Tegan? Okay, you go off, girl. You do this. Vape. You earned it. You can vape all you want, babe. Yeah. My wife is the breadwinner, and I don't love that. Don't love that at all. I've come to accept it, but I also don't love it. It's okay now, though, because like we're both contributing. My wife was also the breadwinner when she was pregnant, and that really made me feel like a loser. If you want to feel like a loser, have your pregnant wife support the family. Help your pregnant wife off the couch so she can go take care of everybody. Hey, get out there, fatty, come on. Daddy needs Whole Foods. Yeah. I'm afraid of flying, which is good because I have to do it twice a week. I love that. I'm afraid of a whole bunch of stuff. But we got a big one, unconfident captain. You guys come across this guy yet? No? Guess not. Because every captain's like, all right, folks, I'm going to go up and take this plane, and then I'm going to bring you home, and it's going to be all good, you know? I had a captain last week that was like, hi, hey, everybody, we're going to try to get you to Minneapolis. I was like, try? You're not sure about this? He said, we're going to try to make up. We took off late. He goes, we're going to try to make up for lost time. I was like, what are you going to call your daughter? And couple people, too dark for you, sir. I forgot this show brought out New York's very minute Mormon community. They've all come out, and any kind of familial damage is not accepted or funny. This couple right here, they're grabbing their Book of Mormons, clenching them. When will Joseph Smith come down and smite this man? It's okay. I'm sober. That's something I am. I'm sober. But I'm such a nervous flyer. I get to take Klonopin when I fly. Which is good. It helps. But I have started commuting via airplane. Like if I need to go to New Jersey, I drive to JFK. I fly to Boston, back to Newark. That's 2 Klonopin I get to take. No, I'm kidding. I don't do anything. I don't do any drugs. I think drugs are bad now. I do. I don't like drugs. I think they're bad. Here's why I think drugs are bad. They make you feel great. And you shouldn't feel great. You should feel great sometimes, like a special occasion, but not like all the time. That's dumb. Do you know how many times people felt great like a couple of generations ago? Like one time. They'd hide in a barrel on a steamship, and then they'd pop their head up and see the Statue of Liberty, and they'd be like, I feel great. And that was the only time. They went and worked in a mill until they died. And as they were dying, they said, but remember the one time we felt great. That was good. And now you can, on a Thursday morning, smoke a joint in Jets pajama pants and go and buy off-brand cereal and feel just as good as that man when he popped his head out of that barrel and saw Lady Liberty. All right, I'm realizing that you guys really are part of New York's burgeoning young life scene. I'm getting this talk of all this heresy has really driven the laughs out. If you guys, after the show, want to come and lay hands on me, I understand. I've wronged some of you. I feel bad about that. I drive. Anybody driving? You live in the city? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's me too. I love it. Isn't it great? Don't you feel like you don't love it? Okay, well, never mind. I don't have an. Oh, I live in Manhattan. That's what I'm talking about. When I say the city, I mean that. Sorry. You guys know what I mean. No. I drive, and my favorite app, I'm sure this is the same, Waze, right? Everybody, GPS is Waze. We all love Waze. But Waze, most distracting app there is. You'll be driving and it'll be like, hey, there's a cop up ahead. Don't look at your phone. And then it's like, hey, look at your phone. Look at your phone right now. Look at your phone. It's got ads for some reason. It'll be like, there's a 7-Eleven coming up. You're like, are you high? What's going on, man? It's like, there's an accident up ahead. You're in it. I killed you. I'm Waze. I was going to the airport last week and I got there early. And as you know, like Waze, it takes you down sketchy streets. And I know a lot of you guys aren't relating to this because you're New Yorkers and you don't drive. And so just imagine like if the subway was yours, all right? Like imagine if you had a little subway car and you could tell it whichever stop to go to. And it never went express, ever. It just was, you were the decision maker. That's what a car is. And, but sometimes when you're in your little subway and you have to get somewhere, you'll put this app on called Waze. It's a GPS app, and GPS stands for Guided Pistol. Senate seat. And no, but like Waze will it'll get you there, but it takes you down sketchy streets. If you've used the app, it starts zigging and zagging. It just tick, 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 all the way through the city. And sometimes they get pretty sketchy. Like one time I was going to the airport, I got there early, but on my way I joined a gang, and I also gave a speech at a quinceañera. So that was nice, because now I'm a Tio, so I like that. I love being a Tio. Just so you know, like, you guys are the only thing keeping me alive. This side of the room has completely given up on me. They're just thinking about, they're thinking about a Frisbee game that's gonna happen. It's gonna be so wholesome. Everybody's gonna drink non-caffeinated Mr. Pibb, and that's good. I love New York. I'm not from here. I'm not from New York. I love it. I love everything about it. I will say it's the most arrogant city I've ever lived in. I've never met people that are so arrogant as New Yorkers. Even things that are like inanimate are arrogant here. I walked by a store the other day and it said this in the window. It said, unheard of prices. You think you got prices I haven't heard of, sir? What am I gonna go in there and you're gonna be like, oh, how much are these? Flog 99. I stand corrected. It's hard. So I'm like this new dad, and both me and my wife are just comics, and we kind of are figuring it out on the go, and kind of neurotic, kind of anxious. And my wife has just started throwing out these like little like parenting ultimatums that she's making, but they're like so insanely in the future. They're just like hypotheticals, you know? Like the other day she comes into the living room and she goes, okay, when our daughter is 16 years old, if she comes downstairs wearing something kind of like risque, I don't want you to say anything to her. Okay? You talk to me, I'll talk to her, we'll figure it out. And I was like, babe, that is crazy that you think we're gonna be together in 16 years? Gross.
I might be a lady, but I am a very tall lady. Sometimes I feel a little out of place, but I like it now as an adult. It's great. When I was little, though, I hated it, you know? Does any tall women in here know when you're a tall girl, people only give you two options in life, right? It's either playing sports or modeling. So when everyone's like, you should play basketball. You're like, yeah, or... And then they're like, or volleyball? Yeah. You got big hands, kid, you'd be great. Yeah, they weren't wrong. I was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I was this size in middle school. That is terrifying. I will say this, though. It is nice to be able to share clothes with your mom, right? Double your wardrobe, but a little awkward when you're in 5th grade, you know? Yeah, you get a lot of compliments from your teachers on that. They'd be like, Erica, love that pencil skirt. I'd be like, yeah, thanks. It's from Ann Taylor Loft. It's my mom's favorite. Yeah. She loves it. My mom is actually not tall. She's 5'4". I get my height from my dad. He's a tall dude, 6'5". Yeah. Yeah, but here's the problem. My dad wants me to be with a tall guy like him, but he's also Italian, so he wants me to date a tall Italian man. And I'm 32, so you gotta pick one, you know? We're not gonna get both at this age. And every tall Italian I've ever met was related to us, so I was like, call cousin Sergio. Let him know I'm available. You know? I do like being single, by the way. I do like it, but I finally feel ready for a real relationship. But it's just because I'm tired of getting dating advice from people. Yeah. You ever get that advice you never asked for? Anybody get that? Just thrown in your face every day? My favorite is someone said this to me. They were like, hey, listen, all right? It's going to happen for you when you stop looking for it. It's like, okay, I don't think you know my version of not looking, all right? I won't leave my apartment. So by your method, I'm like, is he going to break in? Just like, girl, if he wants you, he'll rob you. Okay. Men like the chase, all right? You should lock the door, make it hard for them. They love a challenge, you know? The only good news is now when I hear a noise in the middle of the night, I do get excited, you know? Yeah. I used to be terrified. Now I'm like, maybe I should check it out. Maybe he's cute. I should go see what's going on, you know? I should just say hey, introduce myself, you know. You never know. Someone else told me I should date older. You ever get that advice? They're like, you gotta go older, all right? Older guys are more mature, more likely to want to settle down. And yeah, they're not more mature. That's a lie. They're just tired, you know? That's it. Yeah, they're just at the perfect age where they just want to sit down, you know? Like, you just get a lazy boy in your apartment, you could trap one pretty easily. You just need one of those in Paramount Plus, I think. I heard they like Yellowstone. They love Kevin Costner. That's their guy. That's their favorite. I will say this, though. I don't mind dating older, because I do think there are perks, okay? Like, you don't have to worry about them cheating on you, right? Because you could just read their phone from across the room. So, good luck. You know, you could try, but I'll read that before you hit send. So. And I like, personally, that they're more old school, okay? Because, like, I don't know if you know this. I'm a monogamous person, and turns out that's not cool anymore. Yeah, have you heard this term, ethically non-monogamous? You guys familiar with that? Clap if you heard that. A few people. Are those the single people in the room? Probably. Yeah, if you haven't heard this term, it's not really anything new. It's just a rebrand of being polyamorous, or European, I think. Something like that. That's the scale of it. And I have a lot of friends, they've been in closed relationships for years, okay? And now they're opening it up to other people, which, hey, if that's what you want to do it, okay? If that's what makes you happy, I'm happy for you, truly. But I am tired of hearing about it. Because I don't think my friends realize they're just bragging to me. Because this is the pitch they give me every time. They're always like, Erica, monogamy just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, okay? First of all, it's not natural, all right? Haven't you ever just been in love with two people at the same time? Yeah, and neither of them liked me. So, thank you for the reminder, yeah. There's two parts to the equation. I'm glad you guys don't think I'm judging them, by the way, because I don't. There's been times I've thought about it. I'm like, maybe they know something I don't. You know, maybe the key to having an amazing partner is you just get 3 of them instead. You know, you got to diversify the portfolio, or whatever they say, you know. But mainly, I honestly think it might just be a millennial thing, where we're all looking around like, all right, well, between the 4 of us, we could afford a house. If we all chip in, I think we could do it, you know? And one guy keeps being like, I mean, hear me out. If we added in another woman, we could probably get granite countertops. I'd be like, screw it, I'm in. Add her in. I'll figure that out for granite. I will. Could add one more to the team. That being said, though, I think I'm one of the few millennials that isn't like worried about buying property. You know, all my friends talk about that all the time. They're like, am I ever gonna afford a house? And here's the thing, I have been promoted at every job I've ever had. So I was like, I'm gonna get a house. But I've never been promoted to girlfriend. So I'm like, I'll own that house, but I don't know how you get someone to live in it with you forever. That seems impossible to me, you know? And think about it, there's like a clear step process to buying a house, right? We've mapped it out for you. There's no clear step process to like finding your person, you know? You want a house, first of all, start saving some money, okay? You save up your money, you go to the bank, you get approved for a mortgage, and that gives you your price range. So then you go shopping in your price range, and when you finally find a house and you win the bid, you ask your parents for the rest of the down payment. It's not hard. You guys should stop complaining. It's not that difficult. I'm kidding. I am very close with my family, though. Anybody in here with family tonight? Nope. Okay. The Mormon table. Good. Okay. There should be more of you. Okay. No, I'm kidding. I think that's great. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm very close with my family, which I think is nice. I have friends not close to their family at all. And to be honest, I feel kind of bad for them, you know? Because like if I wasn't tight with my mom, genuinely, I don't know what I would do, okay? Like who's going to be there to tell me when I put on weight? That's her job, and she's very good at it, by the way. She doesn't miss a day, works very hard. And some people think that's mean, you know? But my mom always said this to me growing up. She was always like, Erica, don't listen to your friends, okay? Your friends don't want what's best for you. I want what's best for you, all right? I'm going to be honest with you, and I would never steer you wrong. And I didn't believe her, but I believe her now, because I have some friends that have put on a lot of weight, and I haven't said anything. No, you just don't shop with them anymore, you know? Because you can't dodge dressing room questions. Those are really direct. They'll be like, Erica, this dress, I don't know, it's a little tight. Do you think I need a bigger size? And I'm just like, you should call your mom more. Because I think she could help us here. I think she would know what to do. I feel like everyone got a little sensitive, by the way. There might be a lot of Gen Z here. I know Gen Z, body positivity, okay? And I'm with it. I'm impressed with Gen Z, all right? You guys are just getting rid of words left and right. It's impressive, you know? I was a millennials who were like, you can't say that. And they'd just be like, well, what can we say? And then we panicked. You guys are just like, nope, we erased it. It's gone. I got in trouble, you know? Like the new year, I was trying to lose weight, you know? I said I was on a diet. I got corrected. They were like, you can't say diet, okay? Dieting is toxic, all right? It's a lifestyle change. I was like, okay, well, I'm on a lifestyle change until my brother's wedding. So, figure it out. It's a nice little riddle, you know? It's just weird because it's like now you got to just make up words and replace that, you know? Like people used to respect diets. Someone offered you a piece of cake and you're like, no thanks, I'm on a diet. Everyone was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Now they're like, you want this piece of cake? And you got to be like, no thanks, I'm superstitious. You can't eat cake on a Thursday. Everybody knows that, okay? That's bad luck for 7 years. I'm a Libra. That's how it works. Or whatever. Just making up stuff. Which I am for body positivity, by the way. I am. I think that's great. I think everyone should love their body just the way it is, you know? But at the same time, I also believe if you want to change your body, that's great too, you know? And we should support that. But it's hard. Now I feel like you don't get support from anybody if you admit that you're trying to change yourself, right? Or God forbid, you say, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds. I said that to my friend. She was like, what? You're trying to lose 10 pounds? What are you, crazy? You don't need to lose 10 pounds. Also, you look like me. Are you saying I need to lose 10 pounds? And it's like, yeah. And if we did it together, that would really help me out. So, would appreciate a friend.
I flew in this afternoon, stole a muffin at the airport. Hey, kleptomaniac right off the top. I love that. Is there anything better than stealing at the airport? To commit petty crime and then just escape into the sky. Incredible. I stole a muffin in Kentucky, immediately took to the air, consumed the crime. Perfect. You're not going to believe this. On the plane, there was a second criminal. His crime was he tried to vape in the bathroom, set off every alarm on the plane. Everyone thought, oh no, we're going to die. We all thought the plane was going down. And then this guy came out of the bathroom in this like cloud. And he's like, oh, and then he like took a seat and just was like looking around like, oh, what did somebody else do? There's like a grape smoke leading to his face. And then the flight attendant was like, sir, you don't just get to like live your life now. Which I thought that was awesome. Southwest, man, they got bits, but they got burns too. Two sides of that coin. They'll hurt you if they feel they must. And then that guy just had an awful flight. He was rerouted to jail in front of 200 new enemies because we hated him. He he made us think we were gonna die. I thought my family was gonna die. I thought my wife and my daughter were gonna die. And my wife didn't even try to say goodbye. She was like hugging our daughter, and then I like tried to get in on that, and she didn't really make space. I hate that guy, man. He like revealed flaws in my marriage with his vape smoke. Like a movie heist where they like show the lasers when you smoke the thing. Like the vape cloud came out and I saw my wife for what she really is. Oh, that woman, she's selfish. How did I not see this before? I know now. Yeah. And so does 800-pound gorilla and their YouTube channel. Yeah. We were visiting my wife's family in Kentucky. Both of our families live in tiny little small towns. And man, they are both so excited to show us like the new restaurant in their dumb little town. Forgetting that we live in New York City where we have like, I don't know, 400,000 restaurants. They're like, oh my God, Dave, have you ever heard of Caribbean food? Buckle up. We got one. It's run by this white guy named Bob. He makes the most amazing Caribbean-style hot dogs. You guys, you're going to lose your mind. This time we got there, and her Aunt Bond, she came running the door like a dog. She's like, we got a tapas place. It's amazing, Dave. It's authentic tapas. It's better than Spain because it's here in Kentucky. Incredible tapas. You're gonna blow your mind, Dave. And I was like, all right, we'll check it out. So we drove to the tapas place and we pull into the parking lot. And then my wife was like, oh yeah, I remember this place. This used to be a Buffalo Wild Wings. I was like, ooh, red flag. No Buffalo Wild Wings gets to become anything better than a Buffalo Wild Wings. It's like a curse where you can only make lateral moves. Like no Buffalo Wild Wings is now an amazing tapas place. It's like you're a Buffalo Wild Wings and you're a Panda Express in the airport, and that's all you can be for the rest of this building's life. But I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm being like a New York snob about this, so like I'm still gonna give it a shot. We go in and we get the menu, and the first tapas on the menu is chips and dip. That's chips, big N, apostrophe, dip. Just like Barcelona. I can almost feel that Spanish breeze throwing through my hair as I read the authentic Spanish spelling for chips and dip. Second tapas, loaded fries, which, hey, I'm no tapas expert, but even I know that's pronounced patatas bravas, the brave potato. Tomato and mayo on potatoes. You remember those kids in high school who used to like dip both tomato and mayo, like ketchup and mayo? You had to be brave to do that, you know? Like, you knew kids were going to make fun of you, but you had to be brave anyway. Patatas bravas, the brave potato. Yeah. Third tapas. Now, this is where it gets a little suspicious for me. A half dozen tapas-style wings. Aunt Bon, I think we are at a very sneaky Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah. This is like the Buffalo Wild Wings equivalent of like 3 kids in a trench coat trying to sneak into a movie. Like, hey, we're a tapas place. We are not a Buffalo Wild Wings. Our special is, of course, a bucket of buffalo wings. Tapas style. What's tapas style? That's a 48-ounce margarita that you can drink out of a sombrero. Because we know what tapas are. They're Mexican. And we know that. Nah, I couldn't eat anything anyway. That whole trip, I just got this like root canal. I wish teeth would just keep falling out and growing back. They already did it once. Keep that up. Why just stop that, teeth? You should at least get 3 shots at it. You know, you get your like baby teeth, and then you get your teenage teeth where you can like eat candy and smoke. And then you get your like mid-30s teeth where you're like, all right, I'll brush these once. I'm ready to have teeth. Yeah. You get your adult teeth when you're 7 years old. Okay, that's how I know there's no loving, caring God. No God that cares about you would give you such an important part of your face at such a dumb idiot age. Here, take care of these for 90 years. 7-year-old boy. If we're going to get our adult teeth at 7, we should at least stop telling kids about the tooth fairy, because I feel like it sets a bad precedent for teeth care. You know, like your tooth falls out, you're like, oh, money! You get excited. You should not feel that way when a tooth falls out. You should be like, oh no, I've lost another tooth. When my daughter's teeth fall out, she will be punished. Is this a tooth on the floor? Go to the corner. Yeah. Oh, but Daddy, there is no tooth fairy. And if there was, I wouldn't let that thing near you. You're 7 years old. I'm not going to let you sell your body to some degenerate fairy for reasons that they haven't even explained to us. Why does the fairy want your teeth? Why? They never said, I can't think of one positive reason for a fairy to buy a child's tooth. You can believe in Santa. Santa's all right. The message is clear. Be nice all year, you get a toy. He's not all tooth fairy about it, like, give me an ear, I'll give you this boat. Yeah. Here's how toxic the tooth fairy is. When my wife was 7 years old, she lost a tooth, and she accidentally swallowed the tooth, and she got really scared, and then her mom felt really bad about that. So that night, the tooth fairy, out of sympathy, left my wife $20 instead of $1. And then my wife proceeded to swallow the rest of her teeth for the rest of her childhood. Santa would never make you eat your own face for better gifts. That's a real tooth fairy move. Yeah. But it's it just hammers home the point that, money is obviously the most important part of life. Yeah. I mean, you've heard it from every single comic tonight. We're all destitute financially. Yeah. I personally have been doing this unsuccessfully for 14 years. Every day that goes by, I'm like, am I going to make no money for a whole life? Like a bird? Or a lizard? Yeah. The most money I ever made, 2019, my cat's Instagram account got picked up by Meow Mix. Overnight, my cat was making so much more money than me. A cat should not support a family. I've said it before, I'll say it again right now. A cat should not support your family. Like, it was fine when I was just, like, feeding a cat, but it felt way worse to, like, feed the head of the household. Just, eat. King. He pukes on my stuff. It's like, his house, his rules. That's what he does. Yeah. When you have money, you have choice. And so when you don't have it, you don't have choice. Like, for example, my daughter just started preschool. She goes to a religious preschool. I am not religious, but the non-religious ones cost a lot more money. So, assalamu alaikum. Baby girl's going to believe in God for a little bit. Maybe toss up a little prayer for some cash for Dad. Because Lord knows the Mexican restaurant basement comedy show doth not provideth enougheth. When you have money, you can just believe in yourself. When you don't, it's like, there's got to be a God, right? Someone's got to pick this up. Yeah. They don't, like, indoctrinate your kid at this preschool or whatever, but, like, God does sort of slip in there. Like, they have you stay for the first week, and in the first week, my daughter, she stepped on this, like, bee, and she crushed it, and she was devastated. Oh, no. You know, idiot child. And so, like, a teacher came up, and she's like, oh, no, it's okay, honey, the bee is in heaven now. And then I was just watching that, like, yeah, bees are in heaven. Do you know how many bees there have been on planet Earth? Like, bees have been around for millions of years. They die, like, every 3 days. If bees go to heaven, heaven is bees. It's all bees. It's like 5 good, honest American men. Bees. Just covered in bees. Yeah. I'm allergic to bees. What's up with that? So, like, I get stung by a bee, I die. A bee stings anybody, they die. So I get to heaven, like, the same time as my murderer. And then we're just trapped up there together forever. Heaven. So I explained that to my daughter, and when she stopped crying, we both agreed that hell is what you want. You want hell. Yeah. I am going to leave you in like 3 seconds, but before I do, I feel like my act is becoming a little too dad heavy, which I feel like alienates the demographic of people I need in order to make money. So if you take any, I just really want to emphasize, I vape constantly. I'm never not vaping. If you take anything from this, I'll vape.
I think there should be maybe a soft holiday around now, at least something in the calendar that tells people specifically, stop saying Happy New Year. I think that goes on for a little. Thank you for agreeing. I don't know when the date should be. Some people, they discuss it. I don't know. I don't like it on January 1st. It could be midnight. People be like, Happy New Year. I'm like, chill out. Nothing happened yet. It's like, you're about to jinx us. We about to have a terrible year because you can't shut up. That's kind of selfish. Technically, on paper, we've had some good ones. I don't know if there's anybody paying attention. Last year was our Jordan year. Yeah, just figured that out, right? That sucks. It's all good. This one's a good one. Can anybody guess what this year is? Kobe, that's right. Can you guess what next year is? It's the year Leonardo DiCaprio leaves us. So prepare yourself now. Aren't you glad I said something? You would have been blindsided in a year. You don't deserve that. Now you can look back and be like, oh, yeah, that comedian did say something. Super funny, very professional. Not even that high. Last year was fine, I guess. I learned a few things. What's one thing? Oh, I learned that LL Bean is a clothing store. This whole time I thought it was a coffee shop. I don't even drink coffee, so I never walked in to fact check. I just kind of lived in this lie, just oblivious, in a bubble. I was even arrogant about it. I've even seen people with like LL Bean on their shirt. I just thought it was merch. I'm like, they must really love those coffee grounds. I was like, I cannot relate. Was supposed to go to the movies this past weekend, got kicked out the group chat. It happens, it's a pretty normal occurrence. I told them I was gonna bring a neck pillow, and I think that was just too much for them to wrap their mind around. They live it in the past. I guess it's fine. You see somebody at the airport, neck pillow, you're like, yeah, this makes sense, but you see me at the movie theater, trying to get down your aisle with like popcorn, what's the thought that comes to your head? Like, oh, snap, this dude's living in 2040. How do I become a genius like that? Obviously, this guy prioritizes comfort. Which I do, that is right. Like I just won a back scratcher in a trivia game. Thought it was a pretty mid gift and I used it, changed my life. I like scratched my own back. I was like, oh, I don't need a girlfriend. I could just do this by myself. Just supported me. I'm like, you got this. I'm overusing the back scratch. I'm using it in places I can reach. I'm in the front, just scratching away. Thinking to myself, why are we limiting this? Why are we calling it a back scratcher? It could just be a scratcher. That's real oppressive. Let your imagination go. Use it on a lottery ticket. Do whatever you want. Reinvent things. What else did we learn? Oh, I learned that July 1st is Canada Day last year. Same response I had. That's fine, that was honest. Don't be upset with yourself. What else did we do last year? We lost a sub. You guys remember that? A little tiny 6-cent sub. Somebody clap for that. It's a crazy ordeal. Everybody died immediately. They said nothing to us, so we just talked trash about a bunch of dead dudes for like 4 or 5 days. Gave him a proper roasting. Instead, they hit up, I don't know if nobody knew, they hit up James Cameron. They was like, we got a disaster in front of us. Let's hit up the dude that directed Titanic. He'll know what to do. He did not. He panicked. He was like, go see Avatar 2, Shape of Water. And we did. We saw it. But they messed up the whole way. I don't know if anybody knew this, but they named the little sub, they called it the Titan, which is, that's like too on the nose, right? That's like calling it Junior. That's too close to Titanic. They could have gave it a better name, like maybe the Survivor, maybe the Round Trip. That would have been better. We'll be right back. I would have been okay with that. I'm like, that's a great name. They used a controller with the cord cut. I was like, that's self-sabotage. This is my reenactment of what happened. They were just like, game over. Call Mr. Cameron. We also lost 5 billionaires on that thing. That was more eye-opening than anything. It reminded me how expensive the sandwiches have gotten at Subway, the sandwich shop. It's the most alarming part of the story. You guys don't seem as outraged as I am. I'm just gonna say it costs like almost $30 for a combo. You gotta fill up your own cup, pick up your own bag of chips. At this point, I just show up with my own tip jar. I'm like, we both working, hook it up. I'm like, I am tired. Why do y'all keep the chips so low to the ground? Jeez. Here in New York, we dealt with that, what was it, that terrible air quality last year for like a couple days. Came from Canada. Brush fires. I don't know, it was a major inconvenience. I was like, we should do something back to Canada, right? Don't let them get away with this. I had to search all over my apartment for a mask, looking under old mail inside my couch cushions. I found one. I was like, I hope this is safer. It was not. I wound up getting COVID from 2021. That was just chilling in my mask, waiting for the get back. As soon as I put that mask on, it was like, there you go. I was like, I can't smell. Not a single Canadian apologized either. Didn't hear a single sorry, eh? That's like their favorite thing. You gotta pay attention to these guys. Something new I started this. I got into started watching more cooking shows, right? I don't know. It gave me a different perspective. You call them Hot Pockets. I call it Pizza Wellington. A little bit on the culture side right now. Thank you. What else? Got into vision boarding. I thought you guys would applaud. No, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. I got into it on my own. I saw a homie doing it. I was like, that's like adult arts and craft. I can participate. Only issue is I don't know how long it takes till you have to like complete the visions. I keep getting different responses. Some people say, oh, you have a week. I'm like, that's quick. Some people are like, oh, you have forever. I'm like, that's way too long. You telling me I have until I die to make it to any beach? All right. I don't hate that. I want my vision board completed in a timely fashion. At this point, it just looks like a grocery list with cutouts. It's like Nike socks, deodorant. I even wrote a note to myself. I was like, get a sandwich named after you at the deli, right? That's motivation. That's probably the hardest thing on there. Just got a letter the other day from the IRS. Well, I got it like a year ago. I just recently opened it up. Didn't even get a chance to read it. Had to throw it right in the garbage. Was not on the vision board, so my hands were tied. I tried to open it. I got like a paper cut. I was like, that's the universe. I was like, I hear you, buddy. Lost a phone recently. Left that in the back of an Uber. Tried to email them to get the phone back. Driver never replied. I assume he found my phone, saw it was an Android, and then threw it out the window. That's funny? Okay. It's all good. I got another one, so we back. Still requesting that other charger, right? Nothing changed. But I tried to be patient. I waited for like a week, hoping to get this phone back. Like I said, never responded, which was tough because I forgot how hard it was to have to look at people in real life. Like it was just that or stare at my empty hand, which was a lot of back and forth. I was like, I don't want to know my future. Started wearing headphones plugged right into my pocket, just bobbing my head to silence. People thought I was rapping to myself. I was just saying, this is BS over and over under my breath. Did not appreciate that phone. That's the problem. I took it for granted. I played a lot of games. Like I would type in walking directions and then I would just jump in the car. Just to impress my phone. My phone would just get confused. Be like, how'd you get here so fast? I'd be like, whoa, mind your business. You in my pocket. I pay the bill. It's not how this works. You gotta establish dominance over your phone. Let it know that it's not that smart, all right? I give you life. It would just autocorrect words that already exist, right? It just change them, right? Like I would type in the word they, and it would just be like thus. Confusing all my homies. They'd be like, bro, you taking a creative writing class? What's happening? Talk to us, let us in. Had a homeboy hit me up. He was like, bro, let's go hit this bar, grab some drinks. I tried to reply back, say I was broke, but it auto-corrected to broken, which ended that conversation. I didn't hear back for weeks. I understood. He probably got the message, was like, I'm broken. That's too much unpacking. Probably through the phone. He did hit me back eventually, a few weeks later, right? So in this message feed, it said, I'm broken from me, obviously. And then a few weeks, he responded. He was like, hey, bro, you have a hookup on mushrooms? I was like, of course. He never done them before. I was like, no problem, bro, I got you. Don't worry about it. Went, got the mushrooms, brought them back, split them up. We were about to take them. But before we did them, he stopped me, right? He goes, hey, bro, don't do anything gay. I don't know who in here is familiar with mushrooms, but I had to tell this dude, I was like, hey, bro, it's not my decision to make. Take the mushrooms, let go of the will, no more rookie questions, huh?
I can't tell ages anymore. I really can't. Like, I have friends in their early 20s, and I also have a puppy. And I can't tell them apart. Right? All I see are these energetic beings running around trying to show strangers their tummies. Right? Either way, they're not allowed on the couch, so... Look, I know, it's tough to tell what age I am, because puberty let me down. I can't wear a backpack in public. People think I'm running away from home. I know some of you are like, I don't know, that hairline's moving up. And it's like, well, I make the barber do that. Make them do it. Go in. They're like, where do you want your hairline? Where it naturally is? Here? I'm like, no, I want to be relatable. I try to take care of myself, I try to take care of my skin, but I got a sunburn recently, which is so frustrating, right? I mean, as a white person, right? Because we hate accountability. But for a week, I had to be like, okay, this is my fault. Everything else, no. How you look's important, I mean, people love to tell me what I look like a lot because of the mirror shortage. And I got a fun one recently, actually. I was just walking around in New York, and a man saw me, and he just said, not another Spider-Man. Right, I had to be like, no promises, It's actually kind of hard for me not to be Spider-Man. The one that I get most of the time, though, that people say to me is they'll be like, you know what? Man, you look like you could be from right out of the 50s. Yeah, it's like, because I'm a person? And there were people in the 50s? Anyone could be from the 50s. I feel like what people say is like, yeah, but you look like you would have enjoyed the 50s. Like, inadvertently, I feel like people are saying, like, your face reminds me of the patriarchy at its best, right? Because you got that face of white privilege, but before white guilt, so there's no wrinkle. Let's see, my parents had kids. Yeah, a couple of us, that's good. It was just me and my older sister, right? And I obviously have an older sister. That's why I dress nice and believe in myself. Right? Like, I didn't have an older brother, I'd be dead. You ever heard a younger sibling talk about how they were treated by their older brother? It's horrifying. I'll be talking to my buddy, I'll be like, my older sister and I, we used to play house. My buddy will be like, my older brother and I, we used to play, he left me in the washing machine. For 3 days. And it's like, they're so gaslit, they don't even know that that's wrong. So I'll be like, I'm so sorry, and they're like, no, you don't get it. It was a delicate cycle. And he used fabric softener, so actually I thank him. I thank him for what he did. Actually, my brother works in finance now. Can you believe it? It's like, yeah. I can. It's annoying to be the younger sibling in general. It's very annoying because families assign roles on a first come, first served basis. So if you're the youngest, you just get whatever's left. Right? Like my sister got car sick, so I couldn't. Like I did, I just like wasn't allowed. My parents were like, you can't be car sick, but here's what you can be, accommodating. And I really am, you know? Excuse me. No, you go. There was a lot to accommodate in my family, too. A very anxious group, you know? My first hand-me-down was actually a Xanax prescription. And yeah, the dosage was a little big, but I grew into it, you know? No problem. We all had our own little, like, flavor of mental disorder. Our own little twist. Like, my mom had social anxiety, my sister had general anxiety, and my dad was an optimist. And yeah, so you've heard of this? I mean, it's such a cruel disorder, right? And there's no known cure, right? Except for paying attention, even a little bit. But blinders on for my guy. And my particular disorder was OCD. It was obsessive compulsive disorder. Me too? Okay. So if one person's gonna say, me too, actually we all gotta do it. At the same time. So, and we're recording this, so get it right. No, my OCD, it wasn't about like, Okay, so if somebody's gonna laugh, everybody has to laugh at the same time. My OCD wasn't about like cleanliness or organization, which is like pretty common, but I was just addicted to these little rituals that I thought prevented bad things from happening. So it's like, I wasn't washing my hands all the time, but I was like, I'm gonna touch this doorknob 8 times. Now the dog won't die. No, and I know that sounds weird, but I need you to know that our family dog is 42 years old. A homeowner, actually. They're doing great. I'm really proud of them. I got my OCD under control now, which is good, but my family's always like very concerned that it's gonna come back. So like any repeated gesture I do, very scary. So my sister will be like, hey Lucas, I just noticed you're taking multiple sips of water. And that's totally okay, but I did want to check. Is that your OCD? Because I saw you always look both ways before you cross the street. And that's okay, but I did want to check. Is that your OCD? Because I know you told me you always put your pants on, one leg at a time. And that's totally okay, but I did want to check. Is that your OCD? It's like, no. That's how people put on pants. So yeah, I put them on one leg at a time. It's so stupid. And I always go left leg and then right leg to make sure North Korea never develops long-range nuclear missiles. But she doesn't need to know that. I think I'm all set on family. I think I'm all good. I'm done. Family is my least favorite group project. Because it's like in school. There's always somebody who has to do the majority of the work, right? And it's never the dad. It's never the dad. It's not the dad. Everyone I know was raised by their mom and executive produced by their dad. Right? You need him to get the project made, but he isn't like in the editing bay. He's just showing up like, this is all my money's getting. So. I've been working on my relationship with my executive producer. And we had a breakthrough recently. He texted me, my dad texted me, and the text just said, "I trust you're doing well." And I was like, I guess my dad and I dated. We split up. It wasn't mutual, but it makes sense why we've been like this. I don't blame my dad, by the way, for us being a little distant. I was kind of a weird kid, you know? Like, my favorite thing to do in the summer when I was 10 was watch The Price is Right. Yeah, great show, right? I mean, but also I thought it was helping my relationship with my dad. Because he was always like, "You don't know the value of $1." I was like, "Oh, yeah?" "I bet you don't know the value of this brand new jet ski! Come on down!" Excuse me. How fun. This is so nice. For some amount of time, I haven't checked my phone. And I love that. Isn't that nice? I haven't looked at my phone this whole time. We're on our phones so much. We're addicted, right? I mean, I just said phone, and a small part of all of your brain was like, "Oh yeah, my phone. I wonder what it's doing. Does it miss me too?" It's like, we're on our screen so much, I'm worried that I'll have a kid and they'll like make eye contact with someone and I'll have to apologize. I'll be like, "I'm so sorry, he's an old soul." He was just diagnosed with attention span. I don't, you know. I don't like big tech. This is why I don't like big tech. I don't like them. I also don't like that they call themselves big tech. Right? It kind of sounds like they made up their own nickname. Like they switched high schools. They wanted to seem cool. Like we're doing roll call for American Industries, and we're like, "Okay, oil and gas," and they're like, "Here." I'm like, "Okay, great. Technology?" They're like, It's tech. It's actually big tech." It's actually big tech has a girlfriend. It's big tech has 2 girlfriends, but we don't use labels. It's big tech. Tech is big and the biggest tech. So tech, big, tech. Okay, great. We got it. All right, and before we get started, is manufacturing here? And then the class is like, they moved. I've been Lucas O'Neill. Y'all been so fun. Have a good night. Bye.
I'm happy to be here with you guys. I love it. I love doing comedy. Comedy is my favorite thing in the world. I especially love comedy because I feel like when I'm up here, it's the literal only time my entire day that I'm not staring at my phone. You guys got phones? Or no? Some Mormons here? Good to see you. That's it. Every time I touch my phone, I feel worse. Have we noticed this? Right? Every time I open Instagram, I'm like, "Oh, great, I'm not hot." You know? And then I'll open Twitter and be like, "Oh, great, I'm not smart." You know, but then you open Facebook, you're like, "No, I'm doing okay." Ooh. Every time I open Facebook, it's someone from my high school, like, "Pray for my foot surgery." You're like, "Oh." Why would you put a picture? You know, pretty disgusting stuff. I'm married comedian. Thank you. Oh, stop it! What? Sorry, guys. I married another comedian / actor, so we're super rich. If anyone needs money, you let me know. Okay. I like being married. Being married's fun. Me and my husband have a lot of fun together. I will say, I don't know if you can tell by the shape of my body, but I'm Irish Catholic. Is that registered? If you don't know what that means, if you ever walked past a white woman and you're like, "No way I could push her over," you know, that's us. And that's sort of like a sturdy bunch. The stereotypes about Irish Catholic people are we drink and we fight. And I'm going to be honest, those are my big 2. Okay, those are my 2 favorite things. And my husband hates the fight, hates it. And I will admit, sometimes I get a little overzealous. Like my husband watches all of these classic rock documentaries. I don't know if there's any other white guys here tonight. Huh? Any white guys? Woo, don't woo, not in this climate. Okay. Every single one of these classic rock documentaries, they're horrible to women. I don't know if you've ever seen any. Every single one, they're like, "Chick got pregnant, so we left her at a truck stop. Rock and roll, baby." And it makes me so angry. And recently, I walk in our bedroom. He's watching this classic rock documentary. Huge performance scene. Full band, one single woman on stage. and she was holding this little guitar. Okay, I know. This set me off. I was like, oh, the woman's gotta hold the little guitar. She got on the little guitar with the little woman arms. Huh? She can't hold a big guitar like you big strong man. She got on the little guitar. I'll never forget. He goes, honey, that's a violin. I go, oh, you're gonna mansplain me violins now. Unbelievable. You want to get quiet immediately. That's good. Okay. Before my husband and I got engaged, I used to call him my pre-fiance. Yeah, he hated it a lot. He really hated that. And I didn't mean to pressure him into marriage. At the moment I turned 30, the hair on the top of my head started thinning. Then it started coming in thick on my chin. And I was like, I gotta trap this guy before I look like Fred Durst, so... Funny enough, Limp Bizkit, classic rock now, huh? Really cool stuff. I also wanted to get married. I'm 35 years old now. What? We gave her a microphone? Get out of here. I'm 35 years old now, and I do want children eventually, and I've got like 30 minutes. I do want you. It's like every time I walk past a kid on the street, I'm like, my body is like, give me that baby, But then my personality is like, I'll party. And it's like, that's a fine line, I just don't know how you know when you're ready to be a mom, I was an accident. What a gift to the world I am, Look at me up here, I do know this is true. I live in New York City, and I was standing at Penn Station one time, and I swear to God, over the loudspeaker, this woman goes, if you were just in the office, you left your kids. And I was like, I could be a mother. Yeah. Don't forget they're alive. That's big. And also, I think that's a backup plan. Get them out of there. When my nieces were born, I was in my mid-20s. They think I'm the coolest aunt ever. I'm such a cool aunt. And now all my friends have kids, and I am in my mid-30s, and I've just immediately become a creepy uncle. I'm like, come here, sit in my lap, please. You're so pretty. You love me? You're growing up so fast. Give me a kiss. I'm from Virginia. I know, you guys are like, what? We thought you were from Paris. Yeah, don't let this chic outfit fool you. I'm from Virginia. And my dad's job in Virginia, my dad paints the lines on the road. Yeah, paints the line. Yeah, I don't want to say street artist, but, my dad's Banksy, so, yeah. He loves it. He loves his job. He's very proud of his work. If you've been in Virginia, you've seen it, And this is my favorite story ever. He calls me back when the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial was happening. Okay, he calls me. He's so excited. He's like, Courtney, you seen this Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial? And I was like, yeah, but why are you calling me about this? I swear to God, he goes, well, guess who painted the parking lot of the courthouse? You ain't the only one who's famous now, girl. He kept sending me pictures. Ignore Johnny Depp. Look how straight those lines are. He's the best. He's the best. He's a very manly man, very macho guy, very, Irish Catholic and Southern. We don't talk about anything. Okay. Nothing. And so when I started going to therapy, I told my dad I was going to therapy. And my dad was like, okay, all right. Is it helping you? And I go, yeah, therapy's helping me, all right. He goes, okay, you tell your therapist I owe him a beer when I get up there. Okay, that's very nice, okay. And then I swear to God, he goes, or an apple martini. Yeah, that's a gay joke. Yeah. That's how masculine my dad is. He's like, any man thinking about his feelings must have a sweet tooth. You know what I mean? Me and my husband, we got him a bidet for Christmas. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We got him a bidet last Christmas, okay? And when he opened this thing, he looked at us like we were trying to turn him gay. He was like, what He opens it. Okay, this Christmas, guess who has a bidet in every bathroom of the house? Yeah, and guess who's gay? Love wins. Thank you. I am sort of into politics a little bit, a touch. Whatever politics you guys like in the audience, same. Absolutely, exactly the same, what you guys like. And I think this, it's an election year that's tough. I think everybody's a little stressed about it, having to vote. I actually turned 35 years old this year. So you have to be 35 to run for president, so guess who's running? It's me. I'm running. Anyone want to be my vice president? Nobody, great. Come on, Secretary of State. Anybody? I think I would do a better job than Biden. I haven't fallen down in like 6 months, so it's pretty good. I also, because I just turned 35, my campaign slogan can be barely legal. Oh, barely old enough to be the president. It's just super hot. Also, with the election and everything happening, the one thing I can't get down with, I can't hear anyone make fun of the way Trump looks anymore. I'm so sick of it. And also, I realized a little too recently, when people make fun of the way Trump looks, it sounds like they're making fun of the way I look. That's tough. They're like, oh, his bad spray tan and his wispy hair and his little hands. I'm like, who are you talking about?
Good looking crowd, man. Very attractive people. Great hair. Lots of great hair. Really? Bro, great hair. Good stuff. Am I the only bald man? Bro, I think you have great hair under that hat. But I've been eyeballing him in the back. I was just like, he's handsome. I know it, man. Yo, I am the only bald man in this room right now, right? Yeah? It's okay. I like it. I like being bald, man. We're good people, man. You guys shun us from society and then we have to do better stuff to get back in, man. We're bald boys. We're good boys. Do you guys know why I'm bald? Anybody want to venture a guess? It's because I got high T. I have too much testosterone. I'm too manly for hair, man. I'm on a mission. I'm one of God's Marines. I'm meant to feast, fight, and die on a beach, baby. Bald boys. We're good boys. Like, sir, when I look at you, you're beautiful. You got beautiful hair, man. You're a beautiful boy. You might be, and you're definitely not older than me, but like, when I look at you, like, I say Timothée Chalamet. Jason Statham, baby. Sir, when I look at you, you got this beautiful head of hair. I see a little boy. Big man. Sir, take off the cap again. When I look at you, Tom Brady, very accomplished. Michael Jordan, okay? Ball boys, we're good boys. I'm not insecure about it. You guys think you're better than us. I like astrology, man. Does anybody else like astrology? Does. I think astrology's rad. A lot of bros don't like it. They're like, it's not real. I'm like, it's as real as anything else, man. It helps me compartmentalize people, like put them in their place. Like Virgos. My dad is a Virgo. My dad is boring, man. Virgos are boring, right? So, do we have any Virgos in the house tonight? Boring. You're good. You're sturdy. You're dependable. The best friends in the entire world. I love Virgos. Taurus. Do we have a Taurus? Very good. Front row at a comedy show. A good person. Taurus. Salt of the earth. Scorpios. Do we have Scorpios? Scorpio's murderous, petty. Like my wife, like Drake, right? Do we have Geminis? Geminis completely insane. Kanye, right? Like insane. The only sign that I have beef with is Aries. Do we have Aries in the room tonight? Yeah, no, I can feel it. Like, I don't, it has more to do with me than you, but like, yo, the Aries horoscope is so gassed. Right? Have you ever read an Aries horoscope? It's unreal. Every day it's just like, you are the god of war. You take what you want. You are Aries. I'm a Cancer, bro. Have you ever read a Cancer horoscope? It's always just like, so, you feel a little B- today. You're just gonna go out and do your best because that's all you can do. I'm bald, I'm a Cancer. This world's trying to play me. I want to be like Tom Brady, man. I mentioned my wife. She's from the Upper West Side. She's a New York Jewish lady. I love Jews, man. Can we give it up for the Jews? I love Jews, man. Not Jews. I love Jews too, but I love Jews, man. I always have. Where I grew up, it's a very Jewish town. I grew up in Ohio, 60% Jewish town. So where I grew up, the Jews were the jocks. Right? And I think that's different from most people's experience of Jews. Like, I was the one, in my high school, Jews were the ones snapping you with a towel in the locker room. Like, Jews were like the jocks. They were manly men. And I think like most high schools in the country, it's Austin pitches to Colton, throws to Graham, touchdown! At my high school, it was Avi pitches to Moshe, throws to Elon, L'chaim! It wasn't until I got to college, people started talking bad about Jews. I was just like, oh, those same guys that took us to state? Elon Gerber threw for 4,400 yards, dog. We called him Jew Breeze. Those Jews could toss that pigskin, boy. I think about spirituality. I like God, man. I never am going to ask if you guys like God. We're at a 7 p.m. comedy show. It's not the time, right? There's not a lot of believers at comedy clubs. I believe in God because there's stuff that I can't explain to you guys, right? There's things that don't make sense to me. I haven't stepped in dog poop in 15 years, man. Yeah, it does deserve an applause, sir. It does. It's remarkable. I lived in Brooklyn for 10 of those 15 years. Everybody has a pit bull. I've never stepped in it. That's somebody looking out for me, man. His name's the Lord. I believe in God because, do you guys, when Randy Johnson hit a pigeon in a baseball game, man, sports fans out there, it was, to give you context, it was 2003. He was the most badass dude in the world with a baseball in his hand. And during a game, a pigeon flew so low, directly across home plate, and got pummeled with an 103-mile-an-hour fastball. I was 17 years old. I was on the couch in my underwear. I was just like, let's go! It was real, man. If you got a bunch of MIT grad students to get together to calculate the probability of that happening, it was You guys are out here like expecting miracles and meaning, and it's like, no, dude, it's dog poop. It's Randy Johnson. Jesus and French toast.
I'm doing a New Year's resolution this year. I'm sticking to it this year. I want to take more risks, okay? It's going strong. So far, I've taken a dance class recently. Thank you. One person wants to see that. Everyone else hates it. Cool. It's more risky. It was called Dance Like the Hottie You Always Knew You Were. Yeah. You know who's in that class? It's not a lot of hotties, okay? I'm sorry. It's not. It's not. It's insecure women, and we either have bangs or we're about to have bangs. Do you understand? Everyone in this class just decided to skip therapy and hold hands to body roll instead. You know, we're like, this will solve our problems. Like, it was so bad. And don't think I hate these women. I have bangs. I was the leader immediately. Like, don't worry. That's how that works. It was crazy. Like, I know my place. Like, I do know that I need to learn how to twerk next to another woman that also has tears in her eyes. Does that make sense? Like, those are my people. That's my tribe now, okay? I do have the bangs. I have bangs because I have a strong forehead, okay? Anybody else got a strong forehead? Yes? Okay, cool. Yes, some of you. If you're a man with a receding hairline, you're with me, babe. Where are you? Where were you on that? I see the hats in the crowd, right? I do. I have a strong forehead. It's the strongest part of my body, I'll say. If I was ever in a fight, I'd lead forehead first. I'm going Ram style every time. That's what we're doing, okay? I realized I had a strong forehead for the first time when I was a kid because my grandma, she used to take my temperature with 2 hands. It was like a... Looking for anybody else. I'd be like, why? She's like, it's a different climate in each hemisphere, babe. We got to check for both, okay? Bangs are a good indicator of someone's mental stability. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, oh, she's going through a breakup. You know, like, that's kind of the vibe here. But have you ever seen someone with just an inch of bang before? That's how much time you have to run. Get away from that person immediately. They're going to tell you a lesson you don't want to know. You're not ready for it, okay? That's like in your dreams is the only time that's allowed. Nightmares, mostly. The bangs are fine. They add to my vibe, which I was told recently is just hostess face. And those laughs hurt a little. I do agree that I look like I work at the front of every Applebee's. Like, that's fine. Okay, I said that one time and then someone said, no, Texas Roadhouse, and that hurt more for some reason. Okay. I think it's just a frazzled demeanor constantly, right? Like, I'm just kind of always like here. Just like running around the city like a waitress looking for a side of ranch that she forgot. You know, I can't. I'm like, just like running waters to tables that don't exist. Like, I can't stop doing it. It's so bad. It's a frantic energy. I'm too welcoming in the city, right? I give hugs. They take my wallet. It's an exchange. It's the New York exchange. They know it's my vibe. They can do it to me. It's very bad. Everyone was very nervous for me to be here, like to move to New York. My grandma specifically, she was very nervous. She wanted to stay my friend online. Okay, she was like, let's stay friends on Instagram. Is anybody else making this mistake? It's a big mistake. You need boundaries with your grandparents, okay? I thought she was gonna be supportive online. So far, she's been commenting on my photos, like a guy that wants my feet pics, and it's been too much, okay? It's been a lot from my Grammy. So far, she's commented on my photo, saucy, a lowercase, no emoji, saucy. Everyone, like, picture that saucy. Think about who's sending that kind of saucy. Not my Grammy. I don't know what's happening there. Saucy. The next photo, she said, you look cute and lonely. I'm scared to open a DM from her at this point. I did block her. I blocked my grandma. You have to be safe. You have to be safe online. But if I'm being honest, I am still messaging her on the side. Just because, like, the money is so easy, you know? So easy. No feet pics. I just send her a picture of me wearing my retainer late at night. $20 to the Venmo, babe. Easy money. Easy money. We need to all be investing in sugar Grammys. These are opportunities for us, okay? While they're young. I don't know. I always was pretty close with my grandparents growing up because I got told I had an old soul a lot. So I was like, oh, the elderly, those are my people, okay? Did anybody else get told they have an old soul? Yeah, don't you just wish they told us we were gonna have, like, severe anxiety? What was that? You got told you had an old soul because you said something concerning to a teacher at one point in time. That's it. That's the only reason. I'd go into class being like, what are taxes, why gravity, and also how many days are gonna be the happy days? And just kind of wait, you know, listen. My teacher would be like, oh, Sara, you have such an old soul, okay? How about you do another lap around the yard? You're 8. What's happening to you? It was a lot. It was a lot. Old soul. And that's the worst thing to say to a kid with anxiety too, right? Say old soul. Because now in my head, I'm like, oh my God, an old man's soul lives within me. That's so much worse, so much scarier. I'd go to bed being like, night mom, night dad, night old man that lives within me. Can you give me back my childhood? What's happening here? I can't. It's very bad. As I've gotten older though, like, I do feel a little bit better about being told I have an old soul because I'd rather be old soul than be told I'm young at heart. Yeah. You guys know these young at heart people? Yeah. They say things like, I'm hungies. No. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm hungies. When they're sleepy, they're like, I'm tie-tie. Yuck, you're 45. What's happening? What's going on here? Worst of all, young at heart people still think that tickling is an okay thing to do in society. No. If you're tickling as an adult, you don't believe in consent, and that's just the facts. You're gonna make me giggle against my will? Stop it. You're coming at me with your fingies? What's happening? I don't want to be a part of this. Tickle monster? That's a threat. What are we doing here? Very scary stuff. I don't recommend it. I don't know. maybe people are tickling and that's fine. I don't appreciate it. I'm realizing that maybe I don't know how to flirt and that's part of the problem. Maybe I should be tickling, who knows? I'm very bad at flirting, I've slowly realized. I stopped learning how to flirt in middle school and I think that's part of the problem, okay? I realized this because I still do use the same tactics as in middle school, right? Like recently I tried to steal a man's hat. You guys remember stealing hats in middle school? You steal the hat, you run away. Ah, so cute. Now that's not cute anymore. Now that's just property theft, right? They don't like that. They don't like that at all. And they need that hat so much more because now they're balding, right? They really need it. They're like, my wig, they're chasing you down. Huh. Scary stuff, very bad. I don't know. There's still things that like I do in dating that I want to move past, like things that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. Like when I go on a date, I'm going to be honest, I'm shaving the whole body, baby, head to toe, literal toe. I'm shaving my big toe on dates. Do you guys know about this? Make some noise if you're shaving your toes on dates. Yeah. Okay, make some noise if you didn't know that women are shaving their toes on dates. Thank you. We're learning together here tonight. That's what's important. Okay, I don't know like if I want to get married, but I do know that I want to stop doing this in the shower. What is this? I'm plucking hairs from my toes? Why is sleek the look? You know what I mean? You're gonna put your arm around me? I wanna slide off dolphin. What is that? You go for a hug, I'm gonna pop out like a bar of soap in the shower. Why? Why? You're using 2-in-1 shampoo for your entire body? What is that? The standards are not good. Things are not well. I don't know. I just moved in with a new roommate. We'll get away from dating. I moved in with a new roommate. She's very cool. She does have a cat, and I've never lived with a cat before, okay? Cats, they make me very nervous in the same way I feel when I like have a really big crush on somebody, okay? I walk into the room and I want to ignore it completely. But I am secretly hoping it's falling in love with me the whole time. Do you know what I mean? That's how I feel around this cat. I always say embarrassing things to it too. I'll be like, oh, enchanté. I'm like, oh my God. He's gonna judge me for that, right? Like that's so embarrassing. I can never look him in the eye. And I've never felt like this around dogs, right? Like dogs are the one thing in society we can still really objectify. Do you know what I mean? It's bad. We talk to dogs like how we talk to women before the Me Too movement, okay? It's bad. We're all doing it. I'm part of the problem, okay? I see a dog walking down the street, I become a construction worker ready to catcall that dog, okay? I'll lean up against any surface and I'm just like, come here. Come here. My stance gets wide for some reason. I'm like, come here. No, come here. Come here. Come here. How old are you? How old are you, though? How old are you? Are you going to walk by me looking that cute and not expect me to touch you? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're walking away? You're walking away? Well, you're yapping too much anyway. I don't like you at all, right? That's what I thought. You guys are so much fun. I've been Sarah. Thank you.
I need this. I just went through a breakup. I need this. You know what I mean? I need the vibes. It's also part of my new journey. I'm being more honest. It's not good all the time. In the breakup, I was too honest. When you break up with somebody, you're like, oh, I wish you the best. Nobody means that. Ever break up with somebody and wish them the best? Oh, I wish you the best, This breakup, I didn't do that. I was honest. I said, hey, I wish you the bare minimum. Just enough, you know what I mean? Like, get a new job, but don't get the benefits. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to be just as good as when I met you, Was that too mean? I'm sorry. I'm also in therapy. I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to be better. It's not working, as you can see, Like, it's not designed for black people yet. It's not culturally accurate, I'm supposed to just pay somebody and tell them all my problems? What? I'm black. My mom told me every day of my life, said, don't tell nobody your business. And look at what I'm doing as a profession. You know what I mean? What am I doing? 3 years in therapy. 3 years! I haven't become a better person. But I have become a better white woman. I have. Yeah. And I know when it happens too. When I get really upset, all the tools start kicking in, just on the train, people all around me crowding. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm drinking pumpkin spice lattes for no reason. I don't even taste them. It's just not for me, it's weird. It's just so weird, man. It's just so weird. This is supposed to be more fun than it is. And I'm gonna stay clean, but I'm gonna go off the rails because the way you guys are looking at me is like you haven't seen 5 comics just come up right before me. So I'm gonna spend about 2 of my minutes just letting you know where we're at. We're at West Side Comedy Club, which means we're on the west side of New York City, and comedy happens here. Usually, there's a person with a microphone on stage, like so. Sometimes they're black, and they come out. They do jokes for you all, okay? When we last left off, we were talking about being a white woman. So, I don't really like messing with the apps too much because it's like that there's nothing really on it for me. And I had like a really, really traumatic experience. I feel like we're congealed now, so I can tell this. I don't even know how to say. I'll just come out with it. All right. So I matched with my mom on Tinder, and it's not my fault. Like I wasn't looking. You just swiping. I'm a man on the apps. You just swipe. You know, I don't gotta look. I'm just swiping. It just looks like I'm letting hostages go. Just go. There's sex on that side. Go. It's waiting for you. Go. You know. But like, Mom, you saw it was me. Like, Mom, you saw my face. My face is your face with the beard. What are you doing? I asked her, and I'm like, yo, what's this? And she's like, oh, I'm not gonna say no to my baby. What? No. This is not the time I need this kind of support. Can't be doing that. What are you talking about? You know? And for the record, you know, I know white people, y'all kind of going through it, especially white women. Y'all cool, you know? Date y'all sometimes, it's fun, you know? I can't anymore, you know, just, my friends kind of like had an intervention for me. They said I had a white woman problem. Like I was doing cocaine or something, you know? Sat me down like, Mike, stop, white women. I'm like, well, what's the problem, you know? And I think it's unfair because nobody like puts my life in perspective when they tell me that. You know, they're just like, yo, Mike, you got a white woman problem? I'm like, what do you mean? A what? Oh, because I'm black? Got a white woman problem? Can't date a white, what, really? Do you know who I am? Do you know my life? I'm a black man in New York City. I'm 6'3" with hazel eyes. I don't have a white woman problem. I am the white woman problem. I don't know where the cameras are. I'm just trying to make sure that it edits right. It's, you know. I actually remember my first white woman. Not the first one I dated, you know, but like the first one I thought was attractive. I didn't even know her in real life. I never saw her in real life. I saw her on TV. You guys don't know. There was a show called Boy Meets World, and her name was Topanga. And she was the most beautiful white woman I have ever seen because she was transitional. She had everything a black woman had. True story, look it up, do your Googles. It's beautiful, just everything like a black woman, just like nice, beautiful, curly, kinky hair like a black woman, you know, just nice little shape like a black woman, you know what I mean? Nice, luscious lips like a black woman, oh my God. And her name was Topanga? Topanga? I mean, come on. Topanga sounds like a small African country, okay? For 25 cents a day, I should be able to sponsor a young Topangan child. Raise it, get pictures, you know? Just, you kidding me? No, it's hard. I don't do the apps no more. Anybody on the apps here? Anybody on the apps? Everybody just happy in a relationship. That's what y'all doing on my breakup. Okay. Somebody about to break up right now. Who's breaking up? Who's breaking up? I don't know what to do. Like, you know, I'm from Harlem, you know what I mean? So like, I'm used to just hollering on the street. That's like how I live my life. You know, you're supposed to see something, say something, New York, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what I do. It's weird, you know? And my mom met my dad through street harassment. You know, it's cultural, it's sentimental to me. It's a beautiful story, actually. Years ago, in a park in Boston, my mom and dad are there, right? And just, hey, you with that big booty? Where you going? And then my dad is like, why is this woman talking to me this way? This is, what's going on? Okay, great. Right. We all know that deserve more, right? We all in agreement for that act out, right? Cool. All right. I'll talk politics. Is that cool? Can I talk politics? Yeah. Being one of the 2 black people in the room, the other one being on my hoodie right now. Is that cool? I talk my stuff a little bit. I can't do another Trump-Biden thing, 2024. I can't do it again. I don't know how y'all feel. I can't do it again. I can't do the sequel. I can't do it. I can't do it. What I think we need to have happen is 1 or 2 things. 1, we need one nondescript white man to stand up and run, okay? I don't want him to have no background or nothing. His name could be Tom Johnson with silent H's, you know what I mean? Just a random white dude from Tacoma, Washington. I know nothing about Tacoma, Washington, but it feels right, you know what I mean? Just have him run and I would be with it. Or we have a bye week. If you're not a sports fan, a bye week means you have nothing. 4 years, no president, nothing. We all as a country get together and just go to Costa Rica. We just find ourselves. Take a bunch of selfies, you know what I mean? Post up some Drake lyrics in the captions. Just figure ourselves out for a little bit before we do anything else, you know? That's what's important to me right now. Like, as a black man, there's too much racial stuff in America. I don't know what's going on. Like, you know, and it's sentimental to me, just being black. It's like a part of me, you know, obviously, as you guys can see. I do this thing. I shouldn't even tell you this. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell any black people I told you this. This isn't going online, is it? I do this thing I call a black regimen, you know, every day. I do the same thing. You know, I start my day the same way every day with coffee. Black. Nothing in the coffee. Every sip is a struggle. Black. Coffee. You feel me? I go on the bus. I have nowhere to go. I just want to be in my community. You know what I mean? I just want to be near people, you know? I just get in, I pay my fare, I listen to my music, I get on the bus, and I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar on the bus. You know, black music. Beyonce, black music. A couple arguing at 125th Street that I recorded myself, black music. Yeah. I'm being so black on the bus. I'm not even holding on to anything. I just got my fist up in the air on the bus, just... Don't stop for nobody, bus driver! Even when they push your buttons, you keep going. He's like, I'm Puerto Rican. No, you black! You black! Okay. I'll leave with this one. I know I was kind of on a roll there. I'm just like stopping for editing purposes because there might not be black people here, but on the internet there will be. So, I'm from Harlem. You guys heard of Harlem? Yeah, a lot of new white neighbors. Which is cool. It's cool. It's fine. There's like a little bit of racial tension, but it's fine, you know? Like I see sometimes like a white woman's coming across the street and we see each other and then she has this look of fear that goes over her face, you know? And I know what she's thinking, like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't steal my purse. Ah! You know? Which is crazy because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope she doesn't steal my apartment. Ah!
I've been getting bullied a lot lately by Instagram. That's what bullies me. I get these sponsored ads on Instagram. I got one recently. It was 4 words. Here were the 4 words. Double chin, research, study. Double chin, research, study. That's my sponsored ad. They're not even trying to sell me anything. They want to get me in the lab. But anyways, I did it, and it was such a good study, and we learned so much for the double chin community. It was huge. I am a bigger guy, and sometimes people ask me, they'll say, Tommy, where do you stand on body positivity? I tell them, near a chair in case I get winded. How you guys doing? Cut that joke. I've been trying to lose weight. I don't want to lose too much weight, though, you know? I want to stay overweight enough that when I'm bad at sports, it's still funny. You know what I mean? You ever see a guy in really good shape miss a layup? You're just like, what a loser. you see a guy that looks like me miss a shot, and you're like, my man! Got him a Hawaiian shirt. He's hanging with us tonight. I started going to the gym recently. I know you guys were thinking, this guy's probably been going since day one. No, I just started, and it's been good. I like the gym. I feel comfortable there. I go to this place called Curves, and I feel accepted. The gym I go to, they call it a judgment-free zone, and it just makes me want to test that so bad. Like, I just want to sit on the elliptical eating a sandwich, just like, you can't judge me. Legally, you're not allowed to. My shorts are too small, you can see my butt crack. I'm like, no judgments, no judgments. They play the local news at the gym I go to on the TVs. I don't really know who that's for. It's not the most inspiring thing for your workout, but that's what I like to do. I like to use it. I like to pretend that I'm training to stop whatever's happening on the news. They'll be like, railway improvements could be costly to taxpayers. And I'll be like, not if I have anything to say about it. Well, here's what I like to do at the gym. I like to find the most jacked guy at the gym and walk up to him and be like, oh my God, we must have the exact same workout. This is crazy. You're like my exact twin. This is crazy. My dream is to haunt the gym. That's what I want to do. I want to haunt the gym. What I mean by that is I have this dream where I just stand like 3 feet from where people are signing up, and I'm just like, ooh, don't do it. The machines are reversed. I was jacked when I first came here. It's all backwards, man. I'm a Dunkin' Donuts man. Any Dunkin' Donuts people in here? Thank you, my people. The rest of you are snobs. That's what you are. You think you're too good for Dunkin' Donuts. I'm a bit of a coffee snob. I go to the nice Dunkin' Donuts. That's what I do. There's 2 near me. I go to the good one. Here's what I like about Dunkin' Donuts. I was behind enemy lines recently. I went to the other one, the Starbucks. And here's what I saw in Starbucks. I saw 2 different people send their drink back because it wasn't made correctly. We don't do that at Dunkin' Donuts. That is a foreign concept. At Dunkin' Donuts, when you get the wrong drink, you're just like, this is what I deserve. I know what I have done, and I know why you're giving this wrong drink to me, and I will pay, and I will suffer. And that's why like the celebrity spokesman is Ben Affleck. We needed someone who just looked hungover all the time. He hasn't drank in years. It's just like someone who looks like he's thinking about the past. That's what we need to symbolize Dunkin' Donuts. A single guy. There's another thing about Instagram. I used to get ads for dating apps all the time. Lately, I just get ads to have an AI girlfriend. I'm like, oh, they fully gave up on me. Okay. It does make me just picture a robot voice that's like angry at me all the time. It just, my AI girlfriend is just like, is that it? Like, you go out with your friends too much. That kind of stuff. I did download a dating app recently. I'm not a big dating app guy, but my best friend met his wife on Bumble, and she's like beautiful and really cool, and I'm hoping she's still on there. I get emails like every day from Chase Bank, and it's nice to hear from a friend. But here's the email I get that always trips me up. I always get this email, and it says, we'll give you money, a $300 bonus, if you refer a friend. Can you imagine referring a friend to Chase Bank? To the biggest bank in the world? You're just having beers with your buddy, all of a sudden there's a lull, you're like, dude, where do you do checkings and savings? Because I've been thinking about it, and you and Chase are like a perfect match. Are you guys watching the game? Okay. Yeah. Please use my code, though. I really need this. I've lived in New York for a while now. I moved here from Chicago. Thank you. Yeah, to pursue my dream of moving back to Chicago someday. And, I think I can pull it off. I think I have what it takes. I had a very New York thing happen recently. I was shopping at Target because I shop local, and I'm in this Target. I heard a sentence I've never heard before. I don't think I'll ever hear it again. This is what I heard at a New York Target. A guy just goes, "Hey, I don't understand why you're kicking me out. I'm just trying to buy some pants." So I, of course, turned to look, and the guy was wearing no pants. He was fully naked from the waist down. He was full Winnie the Pooh, and I was thinking about it, and at first I was like, yeah, they gotta kick that guy out. But then I thought about it some more, and I was like, let the guy buy the pants. If he can't buy pants, why do we have stores? This is the clearest supply and demand I've seen in my entire life. You have so many pants, he has zero. I used to work at a wine store. Are there any big wine drinkers in here? Couple. I don't know too much about wine. This is what would happen. I'd be at the store. Sometimes someone would ask me, they'd be like, hey, what kind of wine do you like? I'd be like, oh, something with hints of a Miller Lite. Maybe something from the Milwaukee region. It's more my speed, you know? But I'll tell you a quick story. I was delivering wine for this place. I was delivering wine, and I had to deliver a huge order. It was like $500 worth of wine, and I have to take it to this apartment, and there's no parking outside, so I double park outside of the building. I'm very stressed about it. I'm in the building. I have all this expensive wine. I can't find the right door, and all of a sudden I hear sirens from the street, and I run out there, and there's 3 cops that can't get by my car because it's double parked. So I freak out. I leave the wine in the building. I run into the car, and I pull into a gas station, and the cops follow me into that gas station and come out with their guns drawn. And at this point, I'm thinking double parking is a way bigger deal than I thought it was. But they start arresting this other guy, and I don't know what he did. He must have, like, triple parked. And they start arresting him. And all of a sudden, as they're arresting this other guy, I remember I left this expensive order of wine in a hallway, so I did the really smart thing, and I started to sprint away. And cops, like, love when you do that. They're like, that's a good guy. The one running as we arrest someone else, like, we love that guy. So one of the cops runs over, he sprints, and he catches me somehow. I'm the fastest guy alive, but he catches me. He puts his arms around me. And he bear hugs me. And I turn around and I said the first thing that came into my mind. I just go, I'm not involved! I'm not involved! It's an airtight defense. It's like... But the crazy thing was, he just kind of went, okay. And he just let me go. And I went and got the wine. And that's a story about being white in America. You can just say, I'm not involved. I'll tell you one more thing, and then I will get out of here. I was on a plane recently, and I was sitting in the back with all the other CEOs. And in the back, and the flight attendant comes back. She says something I've never heard before. She said, hey, there's a weight imbalance on the plane, so someone from the back needs to move to the middle. And then she looked directly at me. I thought, oh, interesting. Interesting that you asked me to move. I didn't know my life had turned into a yo mama so fat joke. It's like, if we want this plane to land, he's on the left, everyone else is on the right. That's how we're gonna balance this bird, you know? But I'm a good citizen, I'm a good passenger, so I moved up. And later in the flight, she was giving me my extra calorie soda, and I asked her, I go, hey, did you ask me to move for the weight balance thing? Because I'm overweight? She said, oh my God, sir, I'm so sorry you thought that. No, we asked you to move because you were the only one who was alone. I said, oh, cool. It was sad for a different reason.